going on, Legion? As you'll hear, like always, we're doing something. Oh, hello. I just kind of disappeared. We're doing something a little different. It's 4 a.m. You know, this is after work videos. Really late at night, kind of quiet, kind of chill, right? For whatever reason, I was listening to some music. I'm slurring over here. I was listening to some music, and I was like, man, I don't want to wake up like extra early tomorrow and make freaking videos. Like, I like making videos, but the time crunch sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm listening to music right now. I'm just hanging out before I go to bed in like an hour or two. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down for some NF right now. Let's make a video so I don't have to rush one in the morning or later in the afternoon, I should say. So with that, let's just get into it. Check out, see what it's all about. This is NF. I'm gonna be checking out two videos, making two separate videos, checking out two different songs. Like, hey, it's like he said, am I making movies or music videos? Some of them are movies, man. So we're gonna be checking out two songs, but not the same video. If that makes any sense. It's gonna be this one. This is How Can You Let Leave Us, which seems kind of like it might be more of a chill song. And then the other one is Real. So we're going to be checking out that. Continuing the Journey. So I kind of wanted something a little bit more like to pump me up. I didn't want something like, this seems like it's going to be slow. So with that, let's just going to do it. Check it out. See what it's all about. Let's do some late night video reactions. Whatever. How could you leave us? Yeah, already like super chill. Oh, is this about his mom?
How could you leave so unexpected?
Maybe not. Yeah, there he is.
We waited for you, but you just left us.
She didn't die of natural cause. I never looked up how she passed away.
I needed you.
Oh.
Yo, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to pills, but I do know what it's like to be a witness to kills. Mama told me she loved me. I'm thinking this isn't real. I think of you when I get a whiff of that cigarette smell, yeah. Welcome to the bottom of hell. They say pain is a prison. Let me out of my cell. You say you proud of me, but you don't know me that well. Sit in my room, tears running down my face, and I yell into my pillowcases. Say you coming to get us, then call a minute later just to tell us you're not. I'm humiliated. I'm in a room with the parent that I don't barely know. Some lady in the corner watching us while she's taking notes. I don't get it, mom. Don't you wanna watch your babies grow? I guess pills are more important. All you have to say is no, but you won't do it, will you? You gon' keep popping till them pills kill you. I know you're gone, but I can still feel you. Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? Oh. I got this picture in my room and it kills me, but I don't need a picture of my mom, I need the real thing. Now a relationship is something we won't ever have, but why do I feel like I lost something that I never had? You should have been there when I graduated, told me you love me and congratulations. Instead you left us at the window waiting. Where you at, mom? We're too young to understand. Where you at, huh? Yeah, I know them drugs that got you held captive. I can see it in your eyes, they got your mind captured. Some say it's fun to get the high, but I am not laughing. And what you don't realize and what you're not grasping, that I was nothing but a kid who couldn't understand it. I ain't gonna say that I forgive you cause it hasn't happened. I thought that maybe I'd feel better as time passes. If you really cared for me, then where you at then? Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us?
Hand on it, really?
Our last conversation, you and I sat in the living room talking about my music, and I brought you something to listen to. You started crying, telling me this isn't you. A couple weeks later, guess you were singing a different tune. You took them pills for the last time, didn't you? They took you from us once, I guess they came back to finish you. Crying my eyes out in the studio is difficult. Music is the only place that I can go to speak to you. It took everything inside of me not to scream at your funeral. Sitting in my chair, that person talking was pitiful. I wish you were here, mama, but every time I picture you, all I feel is pain. I hate the they found you on the floor. I could tell you felt hollow. Gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. You gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. Don't know if you hear me or not, but if you're still watching, why? Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us?
It's too late for this shit, man.
Sometimes I think about sometimes I think about things like, you know, when I have kids and you won't be there, you know, you won't be there for any of that. I'll never get to see you again. Sometimes I wish I would have just called you. I wish I would have just picked up the phone. But you were here. I mean, you should have been there for us. You should have been here. Pills got you right. And pills got you right. I wish you were here.
Definitely a little bit more, I'd say, impactful as far as like that kind of anger maybe towards a parent than maybe Eminem, where it was just like, I want to kill you. So if you've seen, hello, I disappeared for a second. So for anybody that's like watched my videos before, and you know, and my parents are still alive, but one part that did kind of hit me is when he's like, when you have kids, you won't be there. I felt that only because like my parents are a little older, so I instantly thought about that. You know, like I don't have kids now. You know, my parents are in their 60s. Will they see any kids that I have? That's kind of a scary thought to have. But as someone that's, you know, has or had, I guess, any kind of anger from when I grew up towards a parent, I can't look at this and go, yeah, I give a shit about your perspective or what you went through, right? Like, I went through my own stuff, right? You know, and you just, maybe there's younger people that'll benefit from hearing this, but like I've said this in the other videos that were a little bit more about his past. I've lived through it. Or, you know what? I said this for 21 Pilots, right? I've made that connection that they kind of remind me of one another, or he reminds me of them, let's say. You know, their music is for people, for younger people, or even older people that are experiencing whatever problems right now, right? Like whatever depression you're feeling, whatever, just your life is crappy, it's whatever. And I said, hey, that's cool. I'm glad they're doing something for people in the world that use music as that kind of outlet. But I've lived it. I've surmounted it. I've moved past it. I really don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to listen to music that reminds me of whatever I went through, right? Like, I'm over that. And I'm 32, and, you know, it hasn't been that long, right? When I listen to this, I understand where he's coming from, where, like, I understand that maybe someone made a bad decision in my life, right? Or for him, he probably knows or will know that his mom didn't choose pills over his kids. Like, literally, the pills took their mom, right? Like, that's how addiction is. It's not really a choice. You know, that's why it's called addiction. You know, it got her, right? The addiction got her. Like, she didn't really choose to be, at least from an outsider looking in. It didn't seem like she, or from the song, let's say, it didn't look like she chose to be a bad mom or to leave her kids. But I understand his perspective, because when you're younger and something happens, it doesn't even matter if you still have that your animosity or hatred or anger towards them, because you're like, you just made bad decisions, whatever the reason, like, F you, get out of my face, like, you know, stuff like that. So I'm sure he does or will know that it wasn't like that, but he's always going to have that kind of anger because it happened to him, I think. in general, because that's like the annoyance that I had. I'm gonna call it I don't really want to say anger, but it was, like for a long time in my life, I'm like, yeah, you just made bad decisions, like my mom or whatever. You just made bad decisions. You brought bad people into your life. Should a 13-year-old kid have to wake up to your mom getting hit or choked, possibly hearing her yell for her life because she thinks she's gonna die because this dude might be a little too unhinged, and like that kind of stuff sticks with me forever, or I thought it would. That kind of annoyance or anger or animosity, whatever it is you feel, you think it's gonna be, and it doesn't matter. Like in my perspective, it was, nobody else was gonna pay the bills. She wasn't, so somebody had to, and the piece of garbage had to be the one doing it. It was a trade-off. I get that. That doesn't mean you're going to forgive that person, right? Because there's other reasons, right? Like she could have kept working. She didn't. She made that initial bad choice that led to the rest of both of our lives being shitty. I'm just glad I got to visit my dad on the weekends. And when I was old enough, I'm like, yeah, I'm going for the summer. See you later. Hopefully you're not dead when I come back, And so I was just like, yeah, you made some bad decisions and I don't care why, but they're your decisions. You messed up. F out of here. And I'm sure he's the same way, right? Where he's like, you made bad decisions probably because when you were younger, you thought, hey, taking pills is cool or fun, or I like getting high, or my life's just a little too difficult being it seems to be a single mom with 3 kids. That's brutal, man. That sucks, especially when you're not making any kinds of crazy money, or you have a dead-end job. Like sometimes, and she might have made bad decisions that led to being a single, right? Like, let's just say hypothetically, she chased her husband away. Like, that's probably not it, but let's just say, or maybe the husband died or passed away. Maybe his dad died, whatever happened. Or maybe he was just never there. I don't know that story. But there could have been a thing that she started, this whole snowball effect that led her to taking pills because her life was too hard. Now, that could have been the same thing for me. One bad choice led to just a whole bunch of bad choices, and that's what it is. And maybe that's where his anger is justified from. There's a million reasons. I don't know the specific story. I'm just kind of giving what if scenarios. I'm not blaming her or him or anybody. This is just a theory. So yeah, it's just all about like kind of like I no matter what it is, I don't really. Well, I guess if it's a bad decision, no matter what, then maybe his anger is justified. But throughout the song, I was just like, yeah, you have a lot of anger. For stuff that, might not have actually been her fault. She might not have showed, maybe she got hurt, and she took pills for the pain and she just has an addictive personality, right? Like I remember when I went to the dentist, I had artificial, the hell are they called? It's the pain medication. It's stuff that's supposed to be really addictive. I can't remember what it's called. It's the, whatever it is, there's like a certain kind of pain medicine that's supposed to be like really addictive. Like it comes from, I think, a narcotic. I think that's what it is, or it sounds like it. I don't remember where it came from, or what it like was adjacent to. And there was like an artificial version, that's not real. It's artificial, synthetic. And I remember when my mom was asking me what I was on. I told her, and she got all integrates. Oh my God, that stuff you're addictive. It's addictive. It's this, it's that. It's all this other crap. And I'm like, that's cool. My tooth is, this big in my face. It's in my gums. Shut up. I don't have an addictive personality, so none of that crap works on me. It really doesn't. I don't think anything really would. But I mean, you don't know until you try. But I don't think I'm gonna try everything out there. But still, like, some people don't have that. Some people don't have the immunity. They can just take something because they need it for something, right? And then they think they're going to be fine, and now they're addicted because of whatever. Like you just don't know. Like that shit's kind of crazy, man. And so like I don't know the story. Like you guys may know the story. I don't know it, but I definitely like this song was more intriguing. I don't think I'd listen to the song again because, like I said, there's that part of me like, and here's the other part. Here's the part where it seems like I'm being nasty. I don't want to hear the song again. I don't give a shit about the song. I don't like the song, not because of anything technical, not because of his lyrics or singing. I've lived that. don't need to be reminded of it at all. You know, and it's not even like a gateway thing for me. I move past it. Sometimes I'll hear my mom, you know, whenever I'm like seeing her, right? She just, whenever you visit, or I visit, you don't visit, that's me. And she yells at her dog sometimes. I instantly get flung back to when I was a kid hearing that yelling, but it was to somebody else that she was dating. Like that shit still, it doesn't like weird me out or freak me out, but I instantly recall all that shit. And it's like, man, why can't that stuff just leave me alone? Like I'm here, I've moved on, but somewhere here, those files, that filing cabinet is still there with the shit years, you know? And so I'm always going to remember it, I think, to some extent. And it's freaking annoying, but it doesn't bother me. But like, there's normal rock songs that I listen to because I had a dollar store click radio. And some of the music that I was living in a place that had no running water, no electricity. Originally it was covered in dog and mouse shit. I was still in high school. My dad cleaned up the whole thing to make it look somewhat presentable because he was on rough times too, but he didn't falter, and you know he kept trucking through. And I just remember living in this. It was the only time I've ever lived in a trailer. Never lived in a trailer. Middle of Arizona summer. We had a radiator fan hooked up to a car battery on a milk crate, the bigger ones, not the little square, but the rectangle ones, lifted up, and we had it propped up there. And whenever me and my dad woke up, we would turn it back towards us. And then when I fall asleep, if he woke up because he was too hot, he'd turn it back towards him. And that was my life for about a year or two, trying to finish high school. And I had a dollar store click radio that I would listen at. I think it had one, maybe two earbuds. I can't quite remember. And there's certain like rock songs from my local radio station or my state radio station that it's like the like Mudvayne, you know, like the not whatever that rock is, right? Like grunge alternative rock, whatever that crap is. Which some of that stuff's fine, right? Like Happy, that's a great song. But some of those songs I just heard so many times that when I hear them, I instantly remember living in that shithole. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that song anymore. I used to love that song. And the song got me through it was like four of them, 2 to 4. Some of those songs really got me through that year. And like, those are some good songs. It lets me imagine having a better life. Like, maybe I lived in a nice home with a car or something. And I was going through high school. My high school was awesome. And I got to go out with my friends instead of coming home to the shithole. And those songs were great. But then now when I hear them, it's like, yeah, I don't imagine where I was. Or I don't imagine what I could be doing. I imagine, or remember, I should say, where I was. So, yeah, like these kind of songs, I like it. It was thought-provoking, obviously, for me. And I definitely enjoyed listening to it, breaking it down in my own way compared to my own experiences and my own gripes in life. And honestly, seeing this woman right here played the character, the mom that she's playing, whatever it was she was doing, I genuinely thought she played a good role in this video. I really enjoyed it. Weird that Secondhand Smoke is part of a music video for children, but hey, whatever. I thought she was really good. She really sold it, I thought, as a caring mother that died. Yeah, the song overall is good, but the substance of it is not something I need to ever watch or listen to again. Right? It doesn't even remind me necessarily about my life, although I'm doing so right now for the video, but I guess it kind of does, but I don't need that music that helps you get through things. Like I said, those rock songs, right? Doesn't even AC/DC was on my radio station. That kind of stuff, that kind of energy kept me going. Not the woe was me music, right? Not the, I was just past the whole emo cut myself phase. As far that was the generation, that was a couple grades behind me. But when I was graduating, it was like 06 or something like that. I'm sure everybody had that, but I felt that I was right on the outside, like, that's not my style anyways. And I'm just like, I'm not emo about it. Like that was the term of phrase back then. Like, I'm not emo. I'm not going to cut myself. That was the thing. And I knew people that did because their life was pretty crappy too. So, because they needed to feel something, right? Like, there's all these different ways, right? You can go watch 21 Pilot videos. You'll get a lot of what ails people in that. But for me, I just needed something. I need like something like Marilyn Manson, some Slipknot, some AC/DC, some freaking, Def Leppard, something, just energy, just fucking, or, it didn't have to be such like angry music either. It could have been like Thunderstruck, right? Back in Black, the swan song of the album, right? The We're Back, Baby. I don't know if swan song is the right term for that. But anyways, it could have been angry. It could have just been high energy. That's what I liked, and that's what kept me going. I really didn't need the My Chemical Romance stuff, So that, I'm not going to say that he falls in that category, but it falls on that side of the tracks. I think everybody knows where I'm coming from. With that, I'm going to get off this video. It's 21 minutes. That's kind of stupid. But for anyone that stayed at the very end, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You can always throw that high five in the comments. Love to hear all the comments down below. If you like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, or share in general. And if you like it, you can share or whatever. You can subscribe or all that good stuff. Once again, my outro got really mixed up right there. But once again, my name is Azrael, and I see whatever video I'm doing next. And it's probably going to be whatever one I said it was at the beginning of the video. I already forgot the name. But, yeah, I hope you guys liked it. This is just another one of those. I think the next time he breaks down a song, I'm really going to try not to put my personal views on it. But it just kind of happens because I see where he's coming from. And you just start going down that rabbit hole of what I've lived. So, anyways, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.